I'm Darren Karp, and joining me today is Bachelor Nation's one of the cutest guys I've ever seen. We have Joe Amabile here. How you doing, Joe?
Good. How are you? I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the pronunciation of my last name. That was very good.
I almost said grocery store Joe because I just didn't want to botch it. But then I was like, is that insulting to you now? Because I feel like you're more than just grocery store Joe.
Well, it's not insulting, but yeah, I prefer to be called by my full name opposed to the nickname.
Fair enough. Well, Joe, it's good to have you here because Clare Crawley's season of The Bachelorette is finally here and it premiered last night. There is so much to talk about, and you're the perfect person to do it with. And the episode started by detailing the process that Clare and the men had to go through in order to be able to start the show. We are in the middle of a pandemic, after all. Joe, you've been through the process of getting on the show, the whole vetting thing. How much more difficult would quarantine and testing have made it? And would you have stayed given the constraints that are on you right now?
Yeah, I would have stayed. Let's see here. Did it make it more difficult? Well, you're kind of quarantined anyway before you're going on the show, getting ready for it. So it's just another obstacle that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I wouldn't want to get the test because, the thing they stick up your nose hits you in the brain. So that would have sucked. But besides that, I think everything else would have been fine. Honestly, I was a little jealous of the guys because they got to hang out with people, Yeah.
They actually probably had a better quarantine than most of the regular people out here. Like, they actually got to mingle a little bit.
Absolutely. They're in the sun. They get to go after a girl. I mean,
yeah, come on. They're in Palm Springs. Like, that's not that bad. Eventually we were back to the Bachelorette as we know it. And the men finally made their impeccable entrances, I must say. We had Rolls Royces, an inflatable ball, a full suit of armor. Who do you think made the best first impression, and who do you think made the worst first impression? We even had a guy with a pregnant belly come out here. Yeah,
the pregnant belly thing, I didn't really get that one. I forgot what that was about. The Rolls Royce, I love that guy. That guy was he came out with
he had a scarf on.
The scarf. It was like James Bond 007. I liked it. I thought it was funny. He's got the Harvard credentials to back it up, so good for him. I would say it's pretty obvious that Dale made the best first impression because she was like already kind of throwing in the towel. I met my husband, so you got to give it to Dale. I liked the James Bond guy. Worst impression, the straitjacket dude. Like, he wore that the entire episode. I mean, I guess it was he wore it the entire episode, so that was probably the one that threw me off a little bit.
Maybe he was just responding to the pandemic and he just didn't want to shake or hug hands. Maybe he was just being a gentleman, Joe. Did you ever think about it like that? Like, he was just protecting everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but then what was the point of all the testing? So, you know what? He was cleared. He didn't need it, but, it was fun. It's all the guys honestly came off. I thought they all came off pretty sincere, and I thought everyone looked pretty good.
Well, as you mentioned, someone who got Clare's just instant attention was Dale, who she said she felt like she met her husband. She would know if she saw him, and she definitely felt that connection. I mean, is this love at first sight, or do you think that she just might be jumping the gun here just based purely on looks?
Well, I'm a little bit of a pessimist myself, so I don't really believe in love at first sight. I feel like there needs to be so much more. I would say, of course, a lot of it has to do with looks. She clearly was attracted to him. I don't know. I don't know Clare personally, so I don't know. I mean, she's 39 years old. She's never seen My Cousin Vinny. That was the thing that actually really stuck with me throughout the entire episode. I just couldn't believe that because that's like one of the greatest movies ever. So I don't know where I'm going with that trip, whatever. I don't know where I'm going.
You were just disappointed in her for not watching the movie. By 39, you'd think, come on, you're seeing the classics already.
I mean, Jesus, how has she not seen My Cousin Vinny? Ugh. Maybe it's just like an East Coast thing. I don't know.
But as someone who was on The Bachelorette, as a contestant, as a guy, if you had heard, from the woman that they felt like they had met their husband, I mean, granted the other guys didn't know that she felt this way about Dale, but after hearing that, would you have been discouraged, or would you have gotten more competitive, been like, okay, this is just more of the reason why I need to win her heart?
It would have seemed a little unfair because it just was so quick. I'm not one to get discouraged, so I would have just been like, well, it is what it is. I'm just going to do my best to let her know who I am. And if she doesn't like it, then just see you later.
Just pop in My Cousin Vinny, have some popcorn, and let the magic do the rest. I know how you work, Joe. Well, it wouldn't be The Bachelorette if we didn't have some drama on first night, of course. Tyler thought he had some dirt on Yosef, saying that he was messaging girls during their quarantine. He confronted Yosef about it like a gentleman would. He didn't even bring Clare in. But then Yosef brought it to Clare's attention, saying that Tyler was dragging his name through the mud, even though he really wasn't. Joe, who was in the wrong here, especially from a guy's perspective? Should Tyler have brought it up at all? Should he have not gone to Yosef? Should he have gone to Clare? Break this down for me. Okay,
sure. I thought the whole thing was ridiculous. If you want to know the honest to God truth. I mean, first of all, well, the guy Joseph, his name ends with an F. I don't know, I'm a little lost on that as well. But so what, even if the guy was DMing or talking to women through direct messaging on Instagram before the show, who cares? He was single. Everyone was in quarantine. I don't think that's really a big deal. I don't think what he did was a big deal, nor do I think the other guy should have snitched on him. I don't believe in snitching. So I have to side with Joseph on this one because...
It's Yosef, Joe.
I'm calling him Joseph, so that's just the way it's going to be. That's it.
That's it. Okay, but to be fair, Tyler didn't snitch. He brought it up to Yosef.
He snitched. He 100% snitched.
He
brought it up.
He didn't snitch to Clare.
Yeah, but he still brought it up, knowing that Claire will find out about it. He brought it up. There was no need to bring it up. What was it going to do? What was he going to say? You know, I get a little sick and tired of everyone going out there saying, I'm genuine. I'm here for the real reasons. I don't need to hear that. Either just be there and do you, and that's it. Why do you have to worry about other people and claiming that you're real and genuine?
It does seem like you're overcompensating if the first thing you say is like, just so you know, I'm here for genuine reasons. It's like, well, that's the automatic assumption anyway, because you went through this entire vetting process to get here in the first place. So I'd hope that
Exactly. And Tyler's claiming like, I'm looking out for Claire, but that's not what you need to be doing right now. You need to be showing Claire who you are as a person. Quit worried about looking out for her.
So I'm imagining, well, let me ask you this. From Joseph's point of view, like he decided to bring Claire in immediately, just like hit the nail on the head. Do you think that was a smart move, or do you think that made her suspicious of him going forward? We know that she chose him, but do we think that kind of muddied waters even more?
You know what? I guess if he thought if it wasn't true, I guess that was the right move. I mean, I would have handled it like, I don't know why you're bringing this up to me right now. I don't think it's a big deal, and that would have been it. So yeah, I mean, it was a little dramatic on both of their ends, but it's a dramatic show. I mean,
it could be the most dramatic season ever, Joe.
It could be.
It definitely will be. Do you think that when it came down to the rose ceremony, it was between Tyler and Yosef? We knew that they were going to do this, right? It came head to head. She saved Yosef. She gave him a rose. Do you think they both should have gone home for sort of participating in this wild, weird, drama-filled evening for no purpose? Or do you think that she actually should have saved Joseph?
Joseph. You know what? I think that first night's so difficult. I think either of them could have went home, or they both could have stayed. I don't think what had happened between those two the first night was a good enough reason to send them home or keep them. So I would say it was just up to how she felt about the guys.
Well, at the end of the episode, we got to look at the rest of the season as we always do. And it looks, I gotta say, absolutely insane. Something big is going to happen. Rumors have been flying. What are your thoughts? Do you think that there will be a new Bachelorette brought into this season?
You know, I take every episode by episode. So I don't jump into, I'm not paying attention to that. I just try to be in the moment and enjoy the episode. So what happens in the upcoming episodes, I'm saying episodes a lot. What happens in the upcoming episodes is, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it.
But can you at least determine if this is going to be the most dramatic season ever? That's what I want to know from you.
Is it going? I say it looks like the most dramatic season ever. I don't know. I've only seen like 3 of them, but I would say it looks, out of the seasons that I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a very dramatic one. Yes.
Yes, it will. Joe, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with me. You're the best. And everyone out there, don't miss The Bachelorette, Tuesdays at 8/7 Central on ABC. It could be the most dramatic season ever.